here with the Basement Jaxx. We're here with
Felix.
Yes.
Simon.
Thank you. And guys, welcome. We're very excited to have you, and very excited to represent the record. And it's been a while. It's been a while. And,
It has been a while.
Especially because house music in the United States is on the cusp of enjoying a tremendous renaissance. Or you would say renaissance, right?
Exactly.
Say, right?
Yeah.
And nobody is happy about it in our company. And the initial feedback that we've gotten on Never Say Never is tremendous. So if you can, a little bit, tell us sort of the nexus of the name Basement Jaxx. I know it was your club night.
Well, we started in a basement.
It was in the basement of the house. My friend's mum let me occupy the basement to put some stuff in and have a studio in. She was very tolerant because I used to wake her up in the middle of the night with music. At that time I met Felix, and that's where we started. So basement, that was one part. The music was underground.
So everything was from Chicago, was Trax Records, TRAX.
Right.
So we wanted to like mirror that, and JAXX.
Right.
And it was about the jacking music.
Right.
At the time, Europe was about very boop, 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 no rhythm, no swing.
Right.
Chicago was jerk, jack, and that was what appealed. And that's what we set out to do, to make that kind of style of music. But we did it wrong. And first time we met Armand Van Helden, he said, "I love your music, it's so European." And we're like, no, it's meant to be American.
You start this club, this Basement Jaxx night, yeah?
Yeah, in Buxton in South London.
Right. And I imagine it sort of worked out the first time, or the second time enough to lather, rinse, and repeat?
Well, it was just a few friends, a stack of speakers, a red light and a feeling, which is like the original house idea. And I was very much trying to emulate what I imagined a New York club would be like.
Had you been to a New York club?
No, I hadn't been out of the country really.
Right.
So,
and you were how old at this time?
So that's like 21. Yeah, so I heard their first house music when I was 17, so 87. And I remember hearing that. We were all around it at school, someone with a tape, like, this is the house music, and we were just looking at it, and it was like stuttering, it was like computer music gone wrong, which was something like House Nation or how House Nation, how, it was like, this is crazy. And yeah, that's not related to the club. Going back to the club, that was in Brixton. It was the cheapest place to get a party. It was free. It was a Mexican restaurant. We put in the sound system. My friend Fiona, who was attractive and knew lots of people, her job was to get people to come. And so she had some of her attractive female friends, they all came, and some of the local crackheads, kind of, that was a meeting of exciting for both sides. And the front room was probably about as big as this kitchen, and that was playing rare groove and jazz, so jazz dance related stuff. And then the other room was just dark and just underground house music.
So yeah, so we've done a good 4 or 5 year stretch, built up a reputation in the underground, in the house world. And
DJing constantly.
we started to DJ more and more. We started to DJ abroad. We DJed here at Twilo, and that was 97, 98?
Probably, yeah. We put one.
Yeah, which was absolutely like, I was petrified because we were in like the motherland, you know.
You've arrived.
Yeah, and there's Danny Tenaglia there, and all the Armand came, and loads of DJs we respected came to see us.
Yeah,
and
it was like a whole bunch of them. They were all kind of checking out this Basement Jaxx thing from England.
And we were in this legendary club, you know, and the mixer was the Yuri mixers, which we'd never used before.
Yeah.
You know.
Sliders.
Yeah. And that
Rather
was
primitive.
And it was like an airline lounge, kind of the DJ booth rather than a DJ booth. And Danny Tenaglia said, yeah, so that, you see the mark there, don't go over that because it's a big sound.
So we obeyed.
Careful.
Yes, we obeyed.
Yes, sir.
And as soon as he came on, he was after us. That knob went.
Exactly. Save the best for last. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you learn the tricks. And actually, we were talking before about Larry Levan, and one trick that I'd heard about, I think it was maybe in the Mel Sharon book, that he said Larry Levan played music for half an hour at least at a quite quiet volume, so that people got used to it, they adjusted, and then you had that Danny Tenaglia extra.
It goes
couple of
yeah.
And then the moment you put that in, the moment you want the night to kick off, and that's a great trick.
Right. So, well, let's talk about the current album, which I imagine you're rather proud of. I know that the first single that we're promoting for you is, as I mentioned before, it's off the charts already. I mean, it's fantastic. In 3 weeks, it's the biggest point gain of any record on the Billboard chart.
Well, that's good to know. We did a couple of years in the studio working on this. Basically, after doing 5-album deal with XL, we'd been touring, going around the world. It was all very busy, and we decided at the end of that we were going to stop for a moment, pick up the pieces of our personal lives, etc. And
you're in the record business, so there's no personal.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. We received it then, and it's like, actually, must get a personal life as well. Did that for a while. We did music for a couple of films, Attack the Block in the UK and The Hooping Life over here. Did an orchestral album, like doing reinterpretations of our music in waltz style, in operatic style, medieval, jazz, rock, everything, and did a couple of concerts in Holland and England with opera singers and 120 people on stage, Duke dancers from Detroit, and so it was a whole kind of mixed thing and something very creative. That was like a good chance to do something different, and then it was like we were still DJing now and then and doing the odd live show, and then it was like, okay, now it's time to make some music that we can play when we're DJing to the club audience now, and that's where we started with the album, and made 50 tracks or whatever over the 2 years, and then honed those individual tracks. It was very much about not having big name guests. We wanted to get back to the ethos of the original Basement Jaxx. It's called Hunter, which is together, and it was about seeing the links and the connections in everything in humanity, and again breaking down the boundaries, the original house music thing about unity, and actually seeing the way that we all link together, and the fact that every action we make in the world affects every other action, so actually making that a positive action, and that was the focus of the album, to do that.
I'm just going to ask you one question to end this interview. Is there a sample on one of your singles of the Tramps' Give Back the Night?
On We're Not Alone? I think there was originally, but it's faded out.
It's been faded
It's not
out.
there, is it?
Has anyone brought that up?
No. Do we need to do this on camera?
Well, don't blush. The reason I say that, right, is when I listen to the album, and all of us are promotion,
Yeah.
we're very excited to be involved in this, because this is, this music is the heartbeat of our company.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a number of EDM records, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
house music is melody and lyric, and to me the house bass line is the heartbeat. I always felt that.
Yeah.
Tempo of the heartbeat, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the album, and I think there are 4 or 5 singles on the album.
Yeah.
And then I hear this record. I say, I really like this record. Listen to that record again.
And you really...
Every Friday when I do my progress reports,
Yeah.
I listen to records that were hit records when I started DJing when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest bands of the time, right, were the Tramps.
So that was in your soul.
So you know that.
I
filtered in.
know the record. No, there's no way they can fit that in there. And I
Yeah.
listen again, and I say to Peter in my office, Peter, come on in now. Peter, is under 30 years old.
Yeah.
I said, Peter, do you know this record? He said, no, I don't know this record. I said, okay. So I send an email
Yeah.
to PS America. And
Yeah.
I send it to Sean. I said, Sean, you're just going to ask the boys one question, right?
Yeah.
Let's Give Back the Night by the Tramps the same. And I never hear back. Now, I think the only reason I never hear back is because I don't think Sean knows the record.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that is genius sample. And
But
the way
the
it's
thing
flowing
is-
it, it's nice and subtle, and you hear it, and it's smooth.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
But the
So
thing
I had
is,
to
all
ask- I
those
didn't-
layers
hope
are
I'm not setting it
recreated.
up
The
with that
thing is,
question,
it
but
started
it's
off,
beautiful.
that was there in a more crude form, but it's gone through
Well,
so
it's-
many
it
versions.
started as a
It's
sample.
gone, but you still,
I-
the essence of it.
No,
is
it's in there, man. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there enough that I,
Yeah.
but no one has ever
No,
mentioned
but-
it to you.
No.
I'm so proud.
No. But the question is whether,
Yeah, no, we better.
because we did get to the end. The whole idea was to remove it completely.
No, don't remove it completely. I mean,
No. Well, we finished the record, and as far as we were concerned, we thought we had removed any of the original sample.
We're going to
Because
hear that record
basically,
before we leave. I may even use that music as the background of this. No, I won't.
because the majority of the
I'm
song,
so happy you
and
said
the
yes.
music
I
is,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm going with it, right?
Yeah, very
right?
good.
I'm a white kid in New York who picked it out.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank
I'm
you so
sure
much
you'll
for
be the
talking
first
to
of many.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, if you guys
So we
get
need
called
to
for
listen to
sampling,
it.
I'm not here. Thank you so much for being part of this. We love representing you. God bless you both.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.